Yes, sir, Reggie. I'm here and I'm excited. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and let you do what you do. Thank
Oh,
you.
well, thank you, thank you. Hey, gentlemen, Reggie is just a jewel, man. This brother, for the last almost year and a half, has consistently come on this call and led us in prayer, and not just led us in prayer. He has just been our prayer warrior. Every morning, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, he comes on and he takes your prayer requests and he goes before the Lord with passion, with sincerity, with honesty, and he petitions God to meet and exceed your needs. And he takes those praise reports and he shares them with just an eloquence and so I just want to just take a moment out to publicly thank this brother. You know, consistency is something that all of us need in our lives, in the lives of our family, our church, our community. And this brother exemplifies that word to the fullest degree. So I want to say publicly, thank you, sir. Now, as we move forward, and by the way, Reggie is involved in a plan to take the nation on vacation. Get with him, go look on his Facebook. He'll share that with you. It's a really excited brother right there. I want to talk this morning about God's plan for success. Now, as a man, all of us has plans for our own success. We desire to go higher. We desire to win for our families, for our children, for our wives, for our communities, for our nation. We desire to be successful. And success is different for everyone. For some of you listening in right now, success may be a 6-figure or a 7-figure income. For others on the line, success may just be making 30, 40, 50,000 a year. Each one of us has a different belief and focus and concept of what success really is. So I'm not here to tell you that if you're not making $1 million, you're not successful, or that success is only determined by the amount of money that you make, or what your bank account looks like, or what car you drive, or what house you live in. Remember, each one of us has our own preset understanding and focus of what success is. But the key is we want to achieve that success, whatever it may be. And success is defined as the relentless pursuit of a worthwhile goal. So as we're pursuing that worthwhile goal, many of us find ourselves in today's marketplace stuck. We find ourselves lost. If you're being honest with yourself, and you should be, you look at where you are and what your definition or desire or plan or resolution for success is, and where that set point is and where you are right now, there is a gap between that. And you're saying, well, Lord, how do I fill in the gap? How do I achieve that success I'm looking for? And for some of you, success may just mean the healing of your body. It may mean being able to just have peace in your spirit, peace in your mind. So for all of us, that definition and that reality of success is different. And newsflash, your perception of reality is your reality. And if you perceive it to be real, that's what it is. It's real to you. And it's a static in reality. So we have to come to the conclusion that we want to get to that place called success. Many of us are stuck in a place called not enough. We're stuck in a place called I want more. And as we look at that place, it kind of it's a kind of daunting and deafening and defeating and almost depressing reality as we look at where we are as opposed to where we really want to be. And where we want to be is at that magical place where we feel fulfilled and happy. Now, let me just do a quick aside and say this. There's a difference between excellence and perfection. And when you look at the concept and the pursuit of success, the key is that you achieve it at a level of excellence. Because when you strive for perfection, you'll find yourself coming up short every time. And it's because there's something, they move the marker. The closer you get to success or perfection, the further that marker becomes. And as Shakespeare said, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace of day-to-day life, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools their way to dusty death. You see, we are trying to reach this elusive marker called perfection, and it's a very deceptive marker because it continually moves. It's never where you want it to be, and there's always going to be something that's not quite done exactly correct. You know, when a master painter paints a masterpiece, or any painter paints a painting, he's not painting the painting. He's actually filling in the spaces that need to be filled, the blank spaces that he sees with his limited perception. He's filling in those empty spaces with paint. And when he's complete, you have a painting. Oftentimes, you have a masterpiece because he's filled in all the blank spots, all the missing spots, so that you get the end result of a complete and wonderful masterpiece or painting. But that's how our lives are. As we're seeking to reach that success, if we seek it from a position of excellence, then we're able to get closer to it, and finally we can say, well done. But if we're seeking it with a postulace of perfection, we find ourselves never being able to say complete, never being able to say well done, never being able to say we've reached the destination, because the destination will always be at some far point, some place that's not quite touchable, not quite tangible. That was just an aside. So let me get into the actual word that I wanted to share with you today. God's plan for success. And the key is we want to keep it simple. You know, the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. We want to keep it simple because we want you to be able to ascertain it and be able to grab hold to it and be able to begin to live it out. All of us on this line, myself included, are seeking something more. You know, God gave us desire. God gave us a fire of desire in our belly, in our innermost being, so that gives us a push every morning to get up and strive for that more, to get up and strive for something better. We might have something that's good, but good is always the enemy of great. And when you become satisfied, content, and not that we should never be satisfied or content, but when that satisfaction and that content gets to a point where it causes us not to strive for more, then it's a dangerous thing. So this morning, when we look at God's GPS, God's plan for success, there are 4 simple things that we must be in order for it to be alive and real and viable in our lives. So brothers, take note. This is simple. I promise every morning, if you would be these 3, then your life will be able to scale up to the level of success and happiness and joy that you have always wanted and that you fully and truly desire. So the first part of God's GPS is the G, which stands for gratitude. You must wake every morning with a sense of gratitude. You see, when you're grateful, that means that you're pleased with what God is doing in your life, and that you trust Him that what He's doing and the plan that He has for your life is the correct plan. See, when you operate from a sense of gratitude, you're saying, Lord, I'm thankful. I'm grateful for what you've already done. I'm grateful that you woke me up this morning, that you gave me breath, that you gave me a clear mind, that I can now again pursue the dream, that I can once more pursue the goal, that I can once more put the paint in the spot so that I can create that masterpiece. Because the difference is ingratitude. When you wake up and you feel entitled to more, you feel like that you've been taken advantage of, or you haven't been treated fairly. That ingratitude will rob you of joy. It will rob you of happiness. You know, the difference between joy and happiness is that joy comes from the inside and it expresses itself on the outside as happiness. But happiness oftentimes is determined by what somebody else has done, what somebody else has given you, what you have or what you don't have. So the joy is real and it stays constant. The happiness can be removed at the twinkling of an eye. So we want to have joy and happiness. But as we move forward, that gratitude allows us to wake up every morning with excitement, with the joie de vivre, with a feeling of, I get another chance to attack this thing that is causing me to not be at the place that I was designed to be, that I desire to be. You see, Pinky and the Brain woke up every morning and they had one goal in mind: take over the world. Your goal may not be to take over the world, but your goal may be to make your world a better place for not only yourself, but your family and those that you love and that you're in contact with. You see, when your goal becomes bigger than just you, then the satisfaction becomes more than you will ever be able to contain. So gratitude is that first step in God's GPS, God's plan for success. The second word is P for passion. See, when you have gratitude, you wake up and you're just excited. You have a thirst for life. But passion is what fuels that thirst for life. Passion is what makes you hungry every day. You see, you have to be grateful for where you are. But the passion says that I believe that I can have more. I believe that I can reach for the stars. I believe that there's nothing that's standing in my way from the success, from the living the best lifestyle I possibly can. And it's, like I said, different for everyone. But when you have that passion wakes you up. It stirs you up. It gives you a power beyond anything that people have imagined before. So when you operate from that passion, you have the power to be able to push forward, the power to overcome. You know, obstacles come to everyone. Roadblocks are placed in front of everyone. No one is exempt from those two situations. Obstacles are placed there to give us, to allow us to struggle. And once we struggle, we get strength to overcome similar and other situations as we move forward toward our goal of success. You know, greed is what takes and kind of corrupts the gratitude. Greed kind of corrupts the passion, because the bottom line of greed is that it's disbelief. When you operate in greed, you're saying, I don't believe that God can or will satisfy. I don't believe that God will bring the success I'm looking for. I don't believe that God is involved in my life, so I've got to take charge of it. And I've got to get all I can and then can all I get, so that I can sit on it and make sure that nobody takes it from me. And that is contrary to the reality of the giver's economy that we live in. You see, the giver's economy says the more I give, the more I'm in place to be able to receive. And receiving is predicated by that process of giving. You'll catch that on the way home. That's not a part of this message this morning. So we have gratitude as the G. We have passion as the P. And as Les Brown says, you got to be hungry. That's the passion. That hunger for more. That desire for more. That striving for more. And finally, the S is steadfastness. You know, the word says, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the word. See, when you are steadfast, that means that when the obstacle comes, when the roadblocks are placed in front of us, when the bumps of life present themselves, instead of sitting back and quitting and whining like a little old puppy, you get up and say, this is the reason why I was created. This is the intestinal fortitude that I need to be able to succeed and go toward the place where I was designed to be. You see, when you sit back and just wait for someone to do it for you, or you just sit down and cry and moan and weep like a little old girl, it prevents you from overcoming. It prevents you from moving forward. It stops you. And when you are stuck, that disallows the blessing from being able to be expressed in your life. So, ingratitude will stop you. Dispassionate, just being back there lazy. He says, I will give you the desires of your heart. But if you don't move forward and put passion and hunger and energy and effort into the activity, then you will never see the desire that you have. See, that unbelief, you know, one of the disciples said to the Lord, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. So that's what our prayer this morning is. Lord, help our unbelief as we move forward. Help us as we look at the situation, and the situation is too daunting. The ability to reach that dream is just too difficult. I don't have it within me to do it. And then you just say, Lord, I don't have it within me, but I'm coming to you. I'm praying to you. I'm asking for your help with my unbelief. You know, on Tuesday, Pastor Devin Miller shared a wonderful, powerful, incredible word about prayer, about how we pray, and our attitude, and our position, our posture when we pray. And see, that's what the unbelief does. It robs us of the ability to come boldly to the throne of grace. But when you operate with God's GPS, if you're trying to get to a destination, if you're trying to go on vacation, if you're trying to go somewhere and you don't know the directions and you can't read a map and you don't know where you're going and you just start out anyway and you end up in Saskatchewan and you were trying to go to San Diego, something's wrong. You need a GPS. You need something to guide you to where you're going. And this morning, I'm hoping that these three things will be the guide that will take you to your destiny, the guide that will take you to the place that you desire to go. You know, gratitude says, thank you. Passion says, I am ready, willing, able, and I'm going to do it. And steadfastness says that in spite of anything, in spite of everything, I'm going to trudge on, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to do what it takes. You see, there are things that the enemy wants to do and is doing to stop us. He wants to stop us. He wants us to be stuck. He does not want us to reach that place where God has designed for us to be. You see, we were designed for a destiny of greatness. And yet, many of us lead lives of quiet desperation, wondering why we're stuck in positions of financial instability, why our families are splintered, why we don't see the success that we look at and see on TV, the success that we see all around us, and we say, why am I not experiencing that? It may be that you're not grateful enough, that you're not thankful for where He's already got you. It may be that you're not passionate enough, that you're not waking up with the hunger, with a goal that's in front of you that you're just passionately reaching for every day, every second, every minute. You know, Rudyard Kipling says, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's within it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. And then finally, steadfastness. Be ye steadfast, unmovable. Don't stop. Don't quit. Be willing to wake up every morning with one goal, one task in mind, to reach the finish line. You see, the finish line is different for all of us. For me, the finish line has been extended and I've got to run harder. I've got to do more. I've got to do what it takes. And I wake up every morning and I turn my GPS on and I say, God, your plan for success is way better than my plan for success. My plan for success is limited. There's not quite that greatness that you have planned for me. But when I follow His plan for success and operate with gratitude, with passion, and with steadfastness, I'm not only able to achieve my dream and bless myself, but I bless those around me. You know, Voltaire said, what do I owe to my times, to my country, to my neighbors, to my friends? Such are the questions that a virtuous man ought often ask himself. So I'm asking you to ask yourself this morning, what's standing in my way? And am I willing to turn on God's plan for success and follow the GPS with gratitude, passion, and steadfastness? Have a wonderful day, gentlemen, and thank you for allowing me to share.